Solid Steel Wrestling presents Clickbait Wrestling. As always, this be your boy Smith, joined by my tag team partner. Now, normally we go by the North American males, but I figured I think it was deserved a little bit of a tweak because, the American males was already kind of taken. I just added a North to it. So I think we should rename our tag team to the North American Thick Boys.
Yeah.
So joining me is my North American Thick Boy tag team partner, Matitude 22. What is going on, bro?
What up? What up, thick boys?
Right. Don't sleep on the North American Thick Boys in the house.
But what up? What up, thick boy army?
That's right. But we got a great show tonight. We'll be talking a little bit about this two-night WrestleMania. Talk about just how wrestling is getting along with this whole beer virus, the beer flu situation going on. Plus, we will be talking about some wrestling topics. What's going on, Gojira? In the chat. But first thing we wanted to talk about today is, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of making the rounds and it's catching some buzz, and that is Vice TV's documentary Dark Side of the Ring with Chris Benoit. Now, I recommended this to my tag team partner here to check it out, because it's definitely something here on Clickbait that we have talked about in the past, because Chris Benoit is, especially in wrestling, a very touchy subject. He is the Voldemort of professional wrestling. Like that's not even like debatable. Like you don't even, outside of people like us, if you're like legit professional wrestler, especially like in the business, and like your name doesn't get, yeah. You don't speak your name, especially in WWE.
Yeah.
Tearjerker. Yeah, it was. Like I said, like when they started talking about Eddie, and it just kind of reminded me, like when that happened, and like, yeah, Eddie dying was a I can't even sit in line, but like I didn't cry. I cried when Eddie died.
Like, and for anybody that doesn't know this, like I got into wrestling very, very late into my life. Like I didn't start watching wrestling until I think like maybe like 2004.
Okay.
So like for me, like Eddie Guerrero was like my first time dealing with like a wrestling death.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like in the sense of like, okay, like when Big Boss Man died, it was like, okay, he's a legend. He passed away.
You wasn't even around when Owen died.
No.
Oh, I remember that day.
So it's like, for me, like Eddie was literally like the first example of like, hey, this wrestler is dead.
And not just dead, but like current roster, not like an old retired, like actual, like he was wrestling last week and now he's going today.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Eddie. Yeah, and like I said, the documentary kind of touched on that, and it was just like, wow, man, just hearing Chavo's story, and it's like, wow, that's just rough, bro. Like I didn't know any of that. Like that part, like I kept just hearing that, yeah, Chavo came to the room and he was dead, but telling that like the dude was still kind of alive before he died in your arms, like, bro, that's fucking rough, man. And just after, and like I said, once Chavo said that shit, when he told Benoit, and like Benoit just screamed, that was the day that shit broke him, son. Seriously, that's the day. Like he broke. He broke.
Yeah.
Eddie's death, like legit, broke Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. If you watch that and you don't take that away from that, then you wasn't paying attention. This shit broke the man.
100%.
Like he loved that man like that, I don't know, but he loved that man.
It's even when you think of Eddie Guerrero and like Rey Mysterio, like you always hear about how they were family, and you always hear about how close they were, but it's almost like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit was like that was like a totally like different like level of closeness. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, man, they go back. Like I said,
Like
they know.
like even like when they were doing those like little like packages of guys talking about Eddie, like yeah, like Ray was there. Ray cried, man. Like he shed some tears.
Yeah,
Benoit fucking blubbered like
yeah,
a fucking baby.
he balled.
Yeah, like and like I'm not saying that like to be like derogatory. Like
Yeah,
he fucking bawled. Like you could tell like this man truly just experienced like he truly lost like his brother.
yeah, like he lost the pieces himself. That dude was broken. Like even like bro, even when Owen died and they was doing like tribute, Cats balled, and then even when Eddie died, Cats balled. Like Batista balled, but psh, Benoit balled.
Yeah,
Like he could barely get words out.
yeah,
Like he sounded like a child because he was just broke. Like he couldn't get words out. Like the dude broke. And like if you pay attention to the whole thing, like they were saying, like in the beginning, he was cool, no problems. He did what he had to do. Wrestling was his life. He was a cool motherfucker. Eddie died. He just boom, broke. Distance, all that. Like it's just like now, how do you get to that point of murder and suicide? Like I don't know, but like I said, all I know is Eddie's death broke that man.
yeah,
And if you want to make the argument like that's the catalyst, you can't. You probably could. You probably could. Like, I mean, clearly, Eddie did something for Benoit that it hit his heart and soul and his mind. And I'm just speculating because I've had loss and I know how I felt about it. Like you lose someone, some certain people, you feel like you losing me. Like you feel like how am I even gonna keep going forward? Like how
yeah,
am I supposed to continue to do what I do when this person's not here? And it's rough sometimes.
yeah.
But
Like and like here's the thing. Like good people snap and do horrible shit every single day. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to say like and maybe he was. I choose personally. I don't want to believe that Chris Benoit was just a psychopath this whole time, and that's what it was. It's like I don't want to believe that. You know, I think like yeah, he was a good person, but Eddie's death made him snap, and then yeah, like I don't know. I don't know how you go to that next step where you murder your like wife and child.
yeah, I know it's
I don't know how you get from you're heartbroken that your friend died, and then a couple years later you kill your family. I don't know I don't know what took place in between, but I choose not to believe. I don't want to believe that Chris Benoit was just always like that, But regardless, that's what it is now. That's how it is now. You can't take it away.
yeah, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. It's out. But definitely the point I'm making about it is it's something that needs to be watched, especially if you're a wrestling fan. If you were a Benoit fan, I think this so far it doesn't. It's not celebrating him, but it's not full on condemning him. At least right now, it's just telling an honest story.
Yeah, because the first part was like the first part was really just kind of how you get to there, like how you
Yeah,
got
like
there.
you get woman's backstory, Ho and Kevin Sullivan. Like I said, we get Vicky and Eddie. Like I said, the whole situation that happened between Sullivan and Benoit and Woman. And like, yeah, basically he booked him. He booked his own divorce. It happens sometimes. In fact, I remember only reason I kind of found out about it was Steve Austin was in ECW and he shot a promo on Benoit making fun. He shot a promo on Woman making fun that she was married to Benoit, and he was kind of, he's a little dude. He was like, I ain't the one who married the midget. You did. It was like, bro, it's funny. But anyway, definitely is a tough watch, but it's an entertaining watch. I look forward to the next part, and they were showing previews of other ones, and one of them is like a New Jack, and I'm like, oh, New Jack. New Jack's like he's a goddamn fucking miniseries by itself.
Yeah.
Of how many people
did you watch this on TV or?
It was on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. So me too. I watched it on YouTube. I'm gonna try to see if I can find some more.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Exactly where I found it. But moving on,
quick shout out to Tyson Dukes, who got to play Chris Benoit. That's pretty cool for him.
That's what's up. Tyson Dukes. Wasn't he in the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. That's why I said his name sounds familiar. But anyway, now again, we talked about this last week. It was 9 times. What was 9 times? What was 9 times, Gojira?
Elaborate, Gojira.
But as you already know, wrestling is kind of at a standstill. The only thing we do know at this point in time, AEW continues. They will go live. So tomorrow night there will be Dynamite. As far as NXT is concerned, as everybody knows, WWE plans on taping their Raw, SmackDown, 205s, and NXT. The Stabs. Oh, Stabs. But Raw, SmackDown, 205, NXT's getting taped, and WrestleMania is also planning on being taped. Oh, you talking about New Jack stabbed a jobber 9 times in Florida? Okay. Oh, okay. Because you gotta be specific with New Jack. There's Mass Transit. There's the one where he almost beat that old dude down with a bat. There's a couple matches where New Jack's almost killed someone. So you gotta be specific sometimes. When you say stabs, like which one?
Yeah.
Which one? Because New Jack's done stabbed a lot of dudes in a lot of different matches. Just in ECW, just this time in ECW, not to mention all the other ones. This is Yeah, okay. Father Wrestling, I saw my name on the card with New Jack. I'm like, hey, I'm not wrestling him. Get my throat slit.
Yeah.
Wrestling New Jack. I'm like, hey man, he done literally peeled some dude, literally peeled his wig. I'm not getting
Yeah, for sure. New Jack's fucking nuts, man.
I would never. I'll be like, man, you must be mad at me or something. You want to see me die tonight.
Unless your name is Nick Gage, you have no business being in the ring with New Jack.
Yeah.
Because Nick Gage, he's already been to prison twice, so he can hold his own.
Yeah.
But yeah, unless you Nick Gage, stay away from New Jack.
So I look forward to seeing that episode of Vice when that one comes out. I forgot the other names on it. I know one was like Owen. I can't remember the other ones, but like they all look. I think one might be Snooker. So it looks interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward. But like I said, if you haven't seen it, go Vice TV. Go to their YouTube. Go check it out. It's like 45 minutes. It's definitely worth it. So. But moving on, as I was saying, stuff's being taped. So I'm going to sit here right now real quick and kind of go over WrestleMania as we know it so far. So let me pop this on real quick for you peoples. For you peoples at home, so y'all can all right, so this is what we got going on so far. As WrestleMania is concerned, we have Elias taking on King Corbin. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, this is one of those matches where I feel like this is just very much a card filler.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest,
this would be a kickoff match.
Yeah, this feels like it would be a kickoff match. I probably wouldn't mind seeing Corbin get the win. Just because, I wouldn't mind seeing Corbin get a little kind of main event push.
Yeah. Yeah, like Elias's gimmick is like 1 minute he was healed, then he's face, but he's not doing anything with it. Like you're one step above a No Way Jose.
Yeah.
So yeah, opening match indeed, Gojira.
Yeah, let King Corbin have the win. Especially, well, maybe not right now, but especially coming out of WrestleMania, you're gonna have a fresh babyface champion. You're gonna need to establish some more some more top heels,
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying we need to get Roman Reigns and King Corbin right off the hop because we just had that match for like the past 3 months, but
Next we have just another like random pulled out of a hat, Aleister Black taking on Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, so I was so apparently the idea behind this match is that you have two guys who both want to fight, put them together.
Yeah, even though we don't know Bobby Lashley should be fighting Brock Lesnar right now.
That's what should be
that
happening.
should have happened like forever. Why? I don't know. What is the problem? What am I missing? And see, this is one of those things where okay, so if however you book this, someone's gonna look kind of weak in this. Yes, Lashley versus Black. The fuck? Yes, Gojira. This is a match. This is a WrestleMania match. This ain't next week on Raw shit right here. This is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like I can see like Bobby Lashley eating a black mass. But then I can also see Alistair taking a spear. But since he ain't doing spears, what's he doing again? He's going back to the Dominator, ain't he?
Dominator, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. See what happens. I'm not gonna call it at this moment, but it's a match. Next we have for the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have champions of the Street Profits taking on United States Champion Andrade and Angel Garza, which I don't know why the United States Champion is not defending his title at WrestleMania. Said going for more championships.
Yeah, even though Garza and Andrade have done nothing to earn a title opportunity, but whatever.
Yeah. But, and now see, what would be something interesting, like, is have him do double duty. Like, he can get his title match, but he has to defend that U.S. title.
Yeah.
Like, we still should have a U.S. title match. You can go for the tag team titles if you want, but you need to defend that title.
And especially now, they could do it better because you could have them do a match on each night.
Exactly. And like, if you want to push Andrade to be strong, have him defend and retain, and then give him and Garza the belts. If you want to push him strong, if you want to push this little team with Selena, I'm for it, but book it right. Like, book him strong. So, do a 2-night where he defends it the first night. I don't know who you're going to pick, but we can't pick Ray, so I don't know about Humberto, but pick somebody. Ricochet.
I still say R-Truth, man. Like, let's not forget, R-Truth pinned him at Super Showdown, right? In the gauntlet, man. Truth.
He's back on that 24/7 though.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna even sniff near the U.S. title right now.
Yeah.
But if it can't be my number one draft pick, I would say like a Ricochet. Like somebody have him do like a 3-way, Ricochet, him, and just for the fuck of it, like throw Riddick Moss in it or something. But then let Andrade walk away, and then have
or another idea, because this match doesn't mean anything anyway. Just add Andrade to the Aleister Black Bobby Lashley match
and make it for the U.S. title.
Yeah, because that's a match that already doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that is true.
So throw Andrade in there, make it a triple threat, put the U.S. title on the line.
Gojira says the Profits retain. I don't. You know what? I want to see the props. Listen, this match, like I said, the draft is. We'll talk about the draft a little bit because we kind of came to a decision last night. Matt and myself, we talked about it off the air, and since wrestling is kind of on a halt, the draft is not on a halt. Like, it's still happening, but it will not end after this WrestleMania. Like, we were planning on restarting the draft after WrestleMania, but since wrestling is kind of at a standstill, it's just going to continue until wrestling gets back to some kind of normalcy. Like, we'll still count the points for WrestleMania and any subsequent events that happen. Like, we'll still count title changes. We don't know if we're going to get pay-per-views or events after this, so we don't know. But the match, as far as I'm concerned, like, it'll keep going. And once something gets back to a sense of, hey, we're good now and we can do shows and how we used to do things, then we'll stop it and start anew. But as of now, draft is still going. So like I said, you're down like 200 some points. You can make up some. I don't know. Like I said, this match right here is points for all. It's points on points for me all the way around. Anyway.
Tag team title match.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with the draft is again, I think I'm too far gone to come back and win. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of in that field of it's just still a matter of like I could maybe close the gap a little bit, but just there's no way I'm gonna come back and win.
Like, I'm not gonna give a definitive answer on this right now because I can see the Street Profits retaining, but I can also see them kind of putting the tag team titles on Andrade and Garza. Like, they're kind of high.
I think they, yeah, I think they might go
Andrade.
I think they might go with Andrade and Garza because I feel like I feel like they're really high on Garza.
Yeah, but they're still high on Andrade because of Charlotte. So it's
like
okay.
I could see Andrade dropping the US title in like the next couple of weeks and then just him and Garza being just like a full-time tag team.
Yeah, I can see that too, but I don't think they're gonna I really think they just I would see them.
Emma, what are you doing?
Want to have Andrade out here with 2 belts.
Maybe.
Push him
Hey, start cleaning up. It's bedtime now, baby. It's 9 o'clock.
If McIntyre is supposed to be the next.
No, Daddy's not going to be done his podcast till 2 a.m. You're not staying up till 2 a.m. No way, kiddo.
Possible future contender to look the strongest.
No,
so,
clean up now, please. You've already stayed up way past your bedtime.
Heir apparent to be like the next heel contender at some point for the WWE Championship. If it's for McIntyre to win the title. Like right now, we don't know because things change due to these situations.
And like this was kind of my thought, and we had kind of booked this out before, but I always said the direction should have been is you should have had Street Profits win the tag team titles and then eventually drop them to AOP so that you could do AOP and Viking Raiders at WrestleMania. I mean, shit happens. One of the members of AOP is injured. Can't do that anymore. I always kind of figured that the Street Profits were just going to have a very I always kind of imagined them that they were just going to be transitional champions.
Yeah, so that's why I'm looking at this as like I could see them wanting to put 2 belts on Andrade just to make him look that extra stronger, and also to give something to Garza because he can't go up against Andrade because they're on the same team technically.
Yeah, I could see them doing that.
So that way he gets gold, Andrade gets more gold, so everybody looks strong. Plus, Garza's a little bit better on the English than Andrade, so he can talk. Mm-hmm. And then of course you got Zelina. So it's like you got a kind of complete package. And like I said, they complement each other pretty well in the ring. They just got to start matching on the tire. But other than that, it's a tag team that kind of works. It's almost like a little faction. Like, yeah, they're individual guys, but they also work together as a team.
Yeah.
Like I said, Street Profits. Yeah, again, I'm in agreement with you on that one. Like, I don't see Street Profits as being like long term, like running with the belts for like 6-8 months.
Evan, what are you doing?
Yeah, nothing against the Street Profits, but I don't know. I just
need help?
I always kind of pegged them that WWE. Well, like look how long it took them to win the NXT tag team titles.
Hey, hurry up and clean your room.
Look how long it took them to lose it.
Listen, if the Street Profits remain a tag team as long enough to like regain the titles like be a legit tag team. I would say they'll at one point they'll get that like long reign. But like I said, I think WrestleMania they lose to Andrade and Garza.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like I said, I like the Street Profits. I like their whole gimmick. I liked it from the beginning. I thought it was entertaining. Like shit, Angelo Dawkins has been looking for a good tag team partner for a hot minute.
I feel like with the Street Profits, I feel like WWE sees them more as like a No Way Jose.
Yeah, no, they're hype men. That's all they are.
They're hype men. They're great entertainment guys, but you know, I don't think WWE sees them as, hey, these are top championship guys.
Listen,
especially right now, I don't see them being the top tag team over the Viking Raiders. I think right now they're just letting the Viking Raiders rest. And
I got a quick question for you. We'll move on to the next match, and it just gave me a topic for like next week's show, or maybe we'll talk about it even later. Me personally, I look at a Montez Ford as if they booked this dude right, I can see him as the next WWE champion. Now, that's my opinion. Now, you can agree with me or disagree. That's on you.
all right.
But I was like, with that being said, like we could have a discussion of certain people who are in the business or at least in WWE. Like, can you look at a certain person and say, you know what, I can see if booked properly and done right, could be a champion, like be a top guy.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but like I think it did too. Like I think they would have to make him a heel. Like Montez Ford would have to be a heel.
You think a heel champion?
Yes, like he would have to go heel. He would have to, because see, it's too easy for him to just come in baby face. He's over like that as a baby.
All right, not that they. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. What were you saying?
Not that they need it in any way, and I can't stress this enough. They don't need it. But what about the idea of turning Street Profits?
You have to clean your room, my
heel
sweetheart.
And pairing them with MVP.
I mean,
no, you cleaned it before bed, just like you got to clean up the bathroom.
If they did that, but I think the combination itself, it's kind of too over, and I guess I don't know how their merch is selling enough to even have merch, but whatever. But I think it could work. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest with you. But I think honestly, I think WWE right now puts more chips in Montez Ford's than they do Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah, 100%.
Like just the way they hype him up when he's in the ring compared to how they do Dawkins.
I mean, as far as being a world champion, I can't comment. But definitely Montez Ford is the Shawn Michaels of that pair.
Yeah, and I think like I said, if you made him heel and got him slicked up, like let him kind of still be him, but be heel with it. Like, you know, you see, if you ever seen him backstage or whatever, like he's got a good style of dress and like kind of a swagger, how he carries himself. Do that, but just add some asshole heel to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just basically got yourself, you got yourself a next main eventer. Like, get him the heat. He can go in the ring, get him a good finisher and some decent attire, and let him go. And you can potentially because I mean, come on, he's got similar build to like Seth Rollins. So you can't sit there and say like, oh, he's too small. I'm like, no, he's about the same build as fucking Rollins.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's too small.
He's definitely comfortable on the mic. So we good on promo.
Like I'm on board. I could see it.
And if we're talking about him trying to build new stars, why not him?
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, and he's still young, so he's still got plenty of time to get seasoned. That's why it's like now, like kind of get him in as a heel, like, but like first, don't instantly like turn him heel, and then throw him in like a title picture immediately. Like don't Jinder Mahal him. Like let him heal up. And like have a little program with Dawkins because that's like the first thing you got to do. You know, you break up a tag team, got to have that match.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's always best in these situations when you have a tag team that breaks up. The heel at the end of it all should still walk away the winner.
Yeah.
To get over on the baby face. Like eventually you get the baby face that ceremonious win over his rival. But the big match, the one that mattered at the time with the build up, you give that one to the heel. Cause like how good was that match with the last man standing with Gargano and Ciampa?
It was good.
And that ending, and it's like, you know, you think you want Johnny to win, and then Gargano, nope. No. It's just like, oh, bro. It's just like so perfect. So yeah, that's just me. If I was, that's how I would book Montez Ford. Like to, and then like I said, once he gets past Dawkins, then like I said, if you want to put him, test him in the mid card, give him the mid card title, whoever the champ is at the time, but like give him something that elevates him to a status where he should be champion. Like either give him a mid card title or give him Money in the Bank.
I think yeah, like Money in the Bank.
Yeah, like give him the Money in the Bank.
What?
So that way he can hold on to that, and then you can just kind of play with it for a while, and then, boom, then that's when you do it. Like I said, the whole time he's still gonna be heel.
Yeah.
Like he ain't going baby face for a while.
No, you gotta clean your room.
Ford, his first run is gonna be strictly heel, and then eventually you can bring him back to baby face or do the subsequential Street Profits reunion. But for now, his rise to the world title status, it goes through the heel road.
Yeah.
And if you want, he can get some kind of bodyguards, or like I said, or I would say, like, even better yet, like, here's even a better swerve. You can go, so we have the feud with him and Dawkins, and that's over. And then time passes. Montez is moving on to, like, the next thing, like, oh, I'm going to be, or like, okay, say he's going for money. Say he's going for Money in the Bank. So he's like, I'm going for Money in the Bank. And now he's got MVP as like his manager. MVP is now representing. And the next thing you know, he's going for Money in the Bank, and whoever's in it, like a Ricochet or something, boom, here comes Angelo Dawkins. And you think Angelo Dawkins is about to come and fuck up Ford. He helps him out, takes out Ricochet, reunite, but it's now heel. Like he's like, listen, like I thought you tried to set me right the first time around and I didn't listen. And now I see your vision and I'm with you, homie. And then the Street Profits are together. Now they're heel. But now it's like a little kind of trio click because you got MVP. And then that's how he gets Money in the Bank. Boom. Book that for you, WWE. I just gave it to you. So when you get your shit back together, that's what you got right there. I just gave it to you. You're welcome. Your boys here at Clickbait are trying to just make wrestling better one show at a time. But we kind of rambled on this. Let's move on to the next match. We got Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Speaking of someone similar to Montez Ford, Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens.
All right. I'll say whoever wins this match, I don't care about it.
Yeah, I'm indifferent on this because it's like we've
Well,
seen.
I guess I would say Seth to give me a little bit of points, but ultimately this is a feud I really could care less about.
I think it's probably going to end up going to Owens, but I could see it. I don't know. Like I said, this is a weird WrestleMania. I could see it going to Rollins because again, Rollins is another heel type person where if McIntyre is to be the next champion, you need a heel contender, and the Monday Night Messiah is kind of their top heel right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna kind of lean towards Seth, because you give him a big win at WrestleMania, and then he has a reason the next night on Raw to kind of want a title shot, because now he has a reason to want a title match. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, but I could see Kevin Owens getting it too, because all these months Seth Rollins is fucking messing with them, and Seth is jumping them, AOP's jumping them. You kind of give Kevin Owens that nice little comeback win, you know?
Yeah, like I
It's
said,
it's like a feel good moment, you know?
Yeah. All right, next we have for the NXT Women's Championship, we have champion Rhea Ripley defending against challenger and winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair. Again, I feel for Rhea. She was so hyped to get in that big stadium, and she's got to now kind of. But I think she's still gonna go over. I think Charlotte's doing the job for her.
Yeah, I don't. I don't see Charlotte winning and going back to NXT. Excuse me. I mean, this is another scenario where I could see them maybe wanting to have Charlotte chase. I can't talk. I could see them wanting to have Charlotte maybe chase Shayna a little bit for that Raw Women's title.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't necessarily think they're gonna. Either scenario, like I don't think Charlotte's gonna win and go back to NXT, and I don't see her winning and taking the title from NXT.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, I agree with Gojira. I say Rhea retains. You know, that's my thought.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Like I said, I don't think. Like I said, this was meant to be Rhea's night, and I still think it is. I don't think that's true. A lot of other things might change, but I don't think this one will change. I'd be shocked if they did, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah. Especially all they've done to kind of build up Rhea's momentum.
Yeah. Like you gotta remember, like 2-3 weeks ago, they was showing Rhea in the stadium when it was empty, talking about like how big it is, and she was, first WrestleMania, and now it's not happening. But it's like, yeah, like she'll still get the win though, and I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Next, we have for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It is now a fatal 5-way elimination match, and the reason it's a 5-way is because Dana Brooks did test positive for the beer flu. So it'll now Lacey Evans, Sasha Banks, Naomi, Tamina, and the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley.
I think it's going to be Sasha Banks.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think the plan is to do a feud between Sasha and Bayley, and this is an elimination match, correct?
It is.
So I could see a scenario where, you know, since Sasha and Bailey have reformed, Sasha's been all about hyping Bailey up as champion. Like, Sasha's never once looked at her for a title match. She's just kind of been a good supportive friend. Now you pivot where Bailey gets eliminated by like Naomi, and then Sasha wins the title, and you think they're gonna have kind of the same dynamic, but Bailey becomes very jealous, and she instantly wants a title match, and then eventually you turn Sasha heel, or you turn Sasha face.
What if we get swerved and they just give it to Tamina?
I'd be okay with that because I have Tamina.
You do have Tamina.
So yeah, I'd be okay with that.
He said he's picking Sasha for the win. Who do I have? I got Lacey and Naomi. Yeah, I think it's either probably gonna be Sasha. I mean, wow, I can't see anybody else walking out of here with the women's title.
Yeah.
Like, unless they want to keep Bailey's run going longer, I don't see why it wouldn't end. But
yeah, see, I think it's gonna either be Bailey or Sasha, because I think the idea is gonna be to have them face off in a singles match for the title. So I think it's just a matter of which direction do they go.
okay, now quick question. Now, or not even a question, maybe a statement. I don't know. So there's talk about, since WrestleMania is going to be taped, now to avoid spoilers, is it possible there'll be multiple finishes that get recorded? So that way, if so happens something gets leaked, you don't know which is the actual truth, because it's going to be literally 50-50 booking all the way around.
I don't see WWE having that much foresight.
You know,
I think they're kind of like I think the idea is there's going to be no one in the arena, so there's no possible way anything could get leaked out. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I don't think they have that much foresight.
Because I can see it being leaked out.
I don't see how it could happen, because there's going to be nobody there to leak it. Like, there's going to be no crowds, there's going to be no fans, nothing. It's only going to be the wrestlers. Yeah, like I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it can't happen. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think it'll happen, but who knows?
But I think it would be interesting to do this.
I think it would too. I think that's the ultimate way to protect. Like, in theory, you should film a finish where each one of these competitors wins.
Yeah.
Because that way, if it does leak, okay, well, there's no way to know what's going to be the actual finish. Like, you should film a finish with having each one of them win the match, because then nobody knows what the actual finish is.
Like, do it for all the matches. Do it for the Brock and the McIntyre. Do it for the Goldberg and the Roman. Do it for Undertaker, AJ, where you just basically have on tape both victories happen.
Yeah.
So that way, if, like I said, like we sit here saying nobody's there, so it can't get out, but shit has known to get out. People got the WWE has moles.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah. So if you have multiples on deck. If you get one out, then hey, maybe the opposite happens, maybe it doesn't. But it's like, hey, we have a contingency for it. So even though you think, oh, you got the ending, we got another one on deck, and this is like, hey, we just gonna hit you with the swerve, and then what you gonna say?
Yeah.
Because I would think like, yeah, if someone says, okay, Goldberg's gonna beat Roman Reigns, you say, okay, that's when you hit him with the nope. You get the Roman Reigns beats Goldberg.
Yeah.
But like I said, that to me, that's just being a little extra cautious, and just again, just you never know. Since it's already being taped, you might change your mind. So at least get it on wax.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would really be the worst if like that would be like the event, like Avengers Infinity War, or like Avengers Endgame of like the wrestling world. You know what I mean? Like I think I think WrestleMania getting spoiled would be very much on that level. Like
Yeah.
that would be detrimental.
So that's why you like have some decoy endings. So that way it's like, okay, you might hear something like, oh, Sasha's gonna win the women's title. Maybe it's Tamina.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. Like they might just pull a swerve on you just to fuck with you because I you being nosy. But that's just me. As far as the winner of this, I'm picking, like I said, I think it'd probably be Sasha. I'd be surprised if they was to go with someone else. But more or less, it would either be Sasha wins or Bayley somehow she finds a way to heal it out and get a win and continue her lengthy reign. Which, by the way, it's a mere reign, but I give her props to just holding on to the belt. This is I think out of all her title wins, this is her longest one.
Yeah.
So I'll give Bayley props to that. Like I said, it's been kind of meh, but again, she's been active. Like it ain't like she hasn't been wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the feuds and the shit she's been in is it's kind of been nothing.
Yeah, I would say this is a scenario where she's just been a victim of poor booking. Like I just think WWE hasn't really been booking her in a significant way. Whereas, yeah, like you said, like she's been there, she's been competing, she's been in matches. Also, like her title defenses have all they haven't really made any of her title defenses feel important.
Yeah. Like she'll heal her way for victory, but it's like you probably could have won that clean.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't nothing. Like your feud with Lacey was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm going with this. But again, we could get swerved. Never know. Next, we have for the Raw Women's Championship, we have
Shayna
taking on Shayna Baszler. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Shayna. Top of this 1 year odyssey needs the man's reign has to end. But hey, again, another one. She went bell to bell, WrestleMania to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that
doesn't happen always that often. That you can win it and then lose it. Like the last person that I saw happen to was like Macho Man.
It's definitely not something that happens super often.
Yeah, like you won the title at WrestleMania, then you lost it at the next WrestleMania. What are the odds that she doesn't lose though?
Becky?
Yes.
I mean, it's possible.
The reign continues.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible, but like they've been building Shayna so hard that
Although again, props to them last night for that little spot.
yeah.
with the little come through the shadows with the chair shot. Know what it reminded me of? And I saw it. Someone posted it on Facebook. It was an old clip of Diamond Dallas Page on TRL, and he was sitting there with the Foo Fighters and Carson Daly, and they was watching it on the TV of Raven, and Raven was shooting a little promo, and then like out of nowhere, Raven just fucking wails DDP in the back of the head with a stop sign.
Yeah.
And then DDT's him on the United States title through a table. Like, yo, when he whacked him, Dave Grohl and the other dude from Foo Fighters got the fuck out. Like, but that's what it reminded me of last night with Becky when she hit Shayna. Like just caught her out of nowhere. Like, wasn't even expecting that to happen. Like, just beamed her.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. I'm with that. But yeah, you got, like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, just go to, like, I'm pretty sure you can look it up on YouTube, like, on TRL Raven. Like, yeah, you'll see him whack him in the back of that head. Like, he just goes limp when when Raven hit him. Because he just caught him out of nowhere. Smacked in the back of the head with a stop sign. All for that United States gold, man. That's what, like I said, it's an important title.
It is.
You want to be United States champion. But yeah, Shayna Baszler more than likely. I think she's gonna end the men's year-long reign. So, I mean, she had good. Like I said, she had a good reign. Like for a minute, like we thought they was gonna carry the Becky 2 belts, but they ended that real quick.
Yeah.
But like I said, as far as her being Raw Women's Champion, like I said, she went bell to bell. So, but next we have a last man standing match. We have Randy Orton taking on Edge. Edge looking like a character out of a Doctor Strange movie. He's about to do magic. This is gonna be a big schmoz.
I kind of think it's gonna be Randy.
I was just about to say that. Like, I think Randy's gonna like pull it out. Like Edge will beat his ass, but Randy will win.
See, this is one of those scenarios where I don't think it would necessarily hurt Edge if Randy beats him because Edge has no momentum.
Yeah.
So
And again, this is one of those where, since this is being taped, you can film this in a way where you can make it dramatic so you don't have to worry about there not being an audience.
Yeah.
Like if you did it right, like y'all have a movie studio, like you have a studio already. Like use them. Like listen, we gotta do something different right now. Like we don't have an audience, but we want to put on a show. What can we do with these matches?
Like I could see a scenario where where Beth tries to get involved, and then basically like Edge gets taken out trying to save Beth. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that would be like Edge's downfall. Like Randy Orton's about to RKO him off the stage or something, or off a scaffold, and then Beth Phoenix gets involved and is like, "Oh, like no, Randy, like you're gonna put him in a wheelchair, like whatever, like you can't be doing this, boy." And then Edge is like, "All right, whatever," and then he goes to throw, like he goes to knock Beth off the scaffold, but Edge gets involved, and then Edge ends up being the one that gets knocked off.
Well, Kojira said Edge all the way, and he also picked Shayna to win. So
I mean, I'm not saying I don't want Edge to win, but I just think it'll be Randy. I just think it'll be Randy because this is kind of like the CM Punk scenario where sometimes you gotta let the full timers get the win because what happens if Edge wins this match, then he just goes away. When are we gonna see him next? Nobody knows. And then Randy Orton is just left standing there taking a big loss at WrestleMania. When it's like, hey, Randy's going to be on Monday night tomorrow looking for his next program. Hey, you got a fresh babyface champion in Drew McIntyre that needs challengers. Another scenario where like you give Randy a big win at WrestleMania, and then this kind of gives him a reason to say, hey, I deserve an opportunity to be number one contender. I beat Edge at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. I'm a little distracted with this picture of Edge because he looks kind of like a pirate, and then you got the waves behind him, and it's like looking like a really weird romance novel.
Yeah, that is weird. Like it all kind of depends, right? Like you can't have all the baby faces win.
No.
Like you can't have Kevin Owens beat Seth Rollins and then Elias beats King Corbin and then you can't have all the baby faces win, man. You gotta have some heels win too.
Yeah, you gotta get some heat. Gotta get some heat. And then next we have John Cena versus The Fiend.
John Cena.
Nah, man, it's got to be The Fiend. Like The Fiend.
It should be The Fiend, but I think it's gonna be John Cena.
Nah, I think they can. Like John Cena's got to be smart at this point. Like he knows.
Yeah, I think yeah. No, all joking aside,
he knows there's got to be a business. He's out of it now. He's rock territory. You're once in a while. Bray's here every day, and getting this gimmick over, you can't bury it. Like it's already been hurt by Goldberg. We can't have Superman come in and finish him.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I think it'll be Bray because I think this whole feud is about correcting the mistake they made at WrestleMania 30 when Bray should have won that fucking match.
I agree. This should be the main event for night one.
So I think the main event for night one is going to be Becky and Shayna.
Go Fiend all the way.
I think that's already been confirmed.
Well, either way, like I said, Cena should know by now. Like him taking the L does nothing to his brand, doesn't hurt it, doesn't affect it. The people will still boo him and cheer him regardless. Wyatt can't afford to take another L, especially right after not only losing to Goldberg, but losing the title and then just not even tried to get it back. Took a back seat to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, again, like Bray Wyatt wins at WrestleMania, then the next night on SmackDown when Roman Reigns is looking for challengers, that's how you could pivot the Fiend to get back in the title picture. That's what I mean. This is very much the WrestleMania of part-timers. Like you got Goldberg, you got Brock, you got Cena, you got Undertaker, you got Edge, you got all the fucking part-timers are in full force here.
This is kind of like how Raw Attitude Era used to be, pulled out all the old timers. Now you got all the Ruthless Aggression era dudes coming back.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a vicious cycle.
So it's like you gotta let these you gotta let these young guys get the win, man. These young guys gotta pick up some wins.
Yeah, like I said, you cannot let the Fiend lose again. Like Cena, he has to beat Superman.
Especially the Fiend coming off a championship loss to Goldberg.
He can't take an L and then come back on SmackDown Friday and try to act all cheery and shake it off like it nothing happened. Like no, like your credibility is shot now. Like you're back to being just Bray Wyatt again. Like you lost like again to Superman.
Yeah.
Roman versus the Fiend for Universal title, Gojira. That's what it should have been. Like if the Fiend was supposed to lose, he was supposed to lose to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, not lose to Goldberg in Saudi Arabia, and then now have to take on John Cena in a nothing match. And like I said, a match he should be winning. And again, because they're editing and it's being taped, like do a fun, like have Cena show up at the fun house and be talking to the puppets and get his ass beat by Bray Wyatt first. And then Cena gets the advantage. And then like with the magic of editing, because again, with just like I said, kayfabe is dead, so we can play with it. It's WrestleMania, have fun with it. And right in like seamless. You don't have to turn off no lights. You ain't got to go black. Just have it where he goes straight from Bray Wyatt to the Fiend, like quick, boom, real time.
Yeah. And
have him whoop Cena's ass in the fun house. How hot would that be?
Very hot.
I'm asking. Like, if you was to see that, would you not be like, "Oh, that was kind of dope"?
Yes.
And like, yeah, have fun with it, man. Like, we've already dispelled disbelief as far as when it comes to wrestling. So, again, we've seen the final deletion. We know what wrestling can be done if you just want to play with it, have an imagination. If you're willing to, go with it, it can be entertaining and still be wrestling to a degree.
Yeah.
So have Cena go to the fun house and have a whole situation where, like, hey, just who cares? Like, Cena. I know they already did it with Randy when he came to a house and there was a referee and all that jazz. Just you can do it again. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It really doesn't.
But have it him go to the fun house and he's talking to fucking Mercy and fucking Rabbit and Huskus and all that shit, and then he fucking runs into regular Bray Wyatt. And like Cena whoops his ass, hits him like an AA, and he just gets up, and then just like I said, with the magic of editing, just straight turns into the Fiend. Like he no-sells the AA and just turns right into the Fiend. And then starts going in on Cena. And still at the same time, the puppets are still there too. So like they're cheering them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a good opportunity for them to
really go with it.
To do some stuff like this that they wouldn't normally do. And like I said, like having the puppets there, have the match take place in the fun house, but not just in the fun house, but like have all these other elements and have all these other like locations that they go to, like, oh, like we've never seen this place,
Yeah, and like I said, have fun with it.
And then and every different room that they go in, the puppets pop up.
Yeah, and they're just in there talking shit while they're fighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, if you did it right, it would be entertaining. I guarantee you, people would be talking about it because it's like, you know what, it's wrestling. But again, like I said, we've passed the realm of kayfabe. Like I said, thank you to Matt Hardy that we've seen what the Broken Universe can give you to wrestling. And shows like Lucha Underground, where you can have a legit scripted show in a wrestling setting and film it like it's just a regular TV show and not a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Like when you get to this hot, like Lucha Underground, I think definitely did it perfect. Like when they got to the point where they did high spots, they would change that camera angle and the setting of how they wanted to look to make it more dramatic.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, perfect, but it was still kind of in the confines of, yes, this is a wrestling match, but they're shooting it like it's a TV show. You know, the whole storyline with the chairman and the brother and all that stuff, and everybody's just kind of like gangsters, but they're gangster wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you know, like you get like WWE, you have a movie studio, you can do this. Like I'm giving it to you right now for free. Someone get this in the hands of creative. Like this is what you need to do for WrestleMania. If you want people to talk about it, and you want to do it in a way that's different, do it like this. First time ever. Like make this WrestleMania stand out from all the WrestleManias, because yes, this WrestleMania will go down in history. But for what reasons? Will this be the best WrestleMania ever? Will this be the worst? Will this just be like, hey, it was entertaining, it was different, was it dumb? Like, we don't know yet. But you have an opportunity to, if you really wanted to, like, get creative, man. Have fucking fun with it. Like, at this point, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, like this is the time to do it, right?
Yeah, like what do you have to lose? Either you put on a show and it's bad, or you put on a show and nobody cares. Like either way, like what do you have to lose? So just go all out. Either way, at least give people something to talk about. Like I said, that's what made, like he referring to it, the final deletion. That's what it made it what it became so viral, because he gave people something to talk about. And it was just wrestling. But he had a character, he had a story, he had a narrative, and he went with it.
Mm-hmm.
And people embraced it. He gave it backstory, he gave it life. Like I said, it wasn't just out of nowhere. It was a slow burn, but it got to that, you know, that end game. And then that was it. And it's like, oh, and you know what? I even give you an example. WWE, you have done this before when you tried to copy the final deletion with Bray Wyatt and the New Day. So it's not like you can't do it because you tried to do it before.
Mm-hmm.
So just do it again. Just do it right. But my pick, again, I'm picking just out of, because it needs to happen. The Fiend. The Fiend needs to win. John Cena does him no good. Next, we have The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a boneyard. They calling it a boneyards match?
Yes.
So, and I don't know, I'm not specific what that is. It sounds like it's going to be a graveyard. Sounds like, yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe or maybe it'd probably be something similar to like a buried alive match. I think they probably just don't want to call it a buried alive match.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like what I'm hearing is they wanna have Taker transition into either going like back into the American Badass or having like a new character. So maybe
You think they're trying to get rid of the dead man and just have him be Big Evil again?
I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to see.
So like you know, like Undertaker gets buried alive. Boom, now he comes back as American Badass. I don't know.
Well, not American Badass was the first part of the biker. The other one was Big Evil, or as JR like to call him, Booger Red.
Yeah.
That was when he got the haircut. Like American Badass was long haired Undertaker when he was kind of fat. And then when he got a little bit of shape, when he cut the hair, he was just Big Evil or Dead Man Inc.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably. I think more than likely Undertaker will win either way.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter either way. The streak's been over, but they still kind of. He took two ceremonious losses. He took that one to Brock, and then he took the other one to Roman. Other than that, he's been pretty still on point outside of those two matches.
Yeah.
So I don't know what until I can really know what the Boneyard matches and the details. I'm gonna probably stick with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So next we have for the Universal title, we have the champion Goldberg taking on Roman Reigns. Okay. I wouldn't see, I don't see why it's not gonna be Roman. Like, what is Goldberg? Unless Goldberg plans on going back in active duty, I don't see why he needs to be holding on to that title any longer. Shouldn't have had it in the first place. Yeah, you know what? You know what? It's ironic now. They put the belt on Goldberg because they thought a Roman Reigns Fiend match wouldn't draw. Now look at it. It ain't drawing anything.
Yeah.
How ironic is that, huh?
Yeah.
But I'm going with Roman Reigns on this. So
Yeah,
what
I'm
game
gonna
you
take.
playing over there? I hear those controllers, bro.
Force Unleashed.
Oh, you still playing that?
Yeah.
What part are you at?
All right, so I think I pretty much beat all the Jedi Masters, and then you go back to Vader, and then Palpatine comes in, and then Vader just kind of like stabs you, and then you wake up and you're like in this like gas chamber. And then now I'm just kind of like fighting my way out. But yeah, like it's kind of hard to say because, like I said, I don't really know what a Boneyard match is.
Well, we passed Boneyard. We're on the Universal title.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I almost, you know what? I almost think they'll keep it on Goldberg.
Yeah, but he's not. What's he gonna do with it?
I don't know. I just feel it's like one of those things where WWE's like, oh yeah, we're everybody kind of has this finish pegged, and we're gonna fuck them, and then Goldberg's gonna retain. Again, I'm not saying that's what I want. I don't know. I could see
with Roman.
I could see WWE being real fucking shifty about it. and being like, "Oh, you think it's gonna be Roman? We'll fucking show you. We'll show you fucking marks."
Fucking marks. You know what? It's possible. Like, listen, it's not like they ain't done it before. They did it with Brock Lesnar when he was going up against Roman. There was a couple matches people thought Roman was going to walk away, and he did. WrestleMania, the Saudi show.
Well, hey, man, just think to like a lesser extent. It wasn't that long ago we were sitting here saying like, there's no way Goldberg is gonna beat the Fiend. There's no way they're gonna take the title off the Fiend. It's gonna be the Fiend is gonna retain, and then look what they did.
Yeah, you're right about that, bro. Listen, I was here. I remember. I said it. I was saying that Goldberg was going to take that L.
Yeah.
He's going to eat that. He's going to eat that claw.
So I'm saying, like, I don't think WWE is above kind of doing that kind of shady business. Like, it seems likely that it's going to be Roman, but then, especially the fact that this match is not going to main event one of the shows. That's what makes me kind of go in that direction, because they know they don't want to end a night of WrestleMania with Goldberg retaining. Not that it matters because there's no crowd, but like they're not trying to end WrestleMania like that.
They always end with cliffhanger though.
That's why Becky and Shayna is gonna main event, so they don't have to end with Goldberg. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, bro. Well, now the final match they have booked on here is for the WWE Championship. We have the champion Brock Lesnar defending against the men's Royal Rumble winner, Drew McIntyre. Now, for all intents and purposes, it should be McIntyre to win, but we don't know.
I think it's gonna be Lesnar. Because I almost feel like they don't want to give McIntyre his first win in an empty arena because they want to get that pop. This is what I'm saying. I think they're really gonna fucking swerve us on WrestleMania and all these matches where you think these guys should win. They're gonna go the other route and be like, "Nah, you think this guy should win? No, this guy's gonna win."
Also, you know what WWE should do if they were smart? And I was thinking we should try to go live for those WrestleManias.
I mean, we could. Again, it's one of those scenarios where, like you know, like the world is on quarantine, so it's not like I'm gonna be having any great WrestleMania plans.
And I think like WWE should get people's reactions, because I know other people will probably be recording themselves watching WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So if you want crowd reactions, you got the internet. But if depending on my work schedule, if I get home in time, I think we could definitely do a 2-night event of WrestleMania.
I definitely think we could, yeah. Again, one of those times where, make sure you're subscribed and make sure your notifications are on, because you never know, man. You never know.
We'll kind of give our commentary on the matches, like, since there's no audience, we are the audience. The audience is home watching.
Yeah.
So I think we might do that. So, like my boy Matt said, like my thick boy tag team partner said, make sure you click those bells and subscribe. But okay, so this is the match that this is the match we have on the card as we know of right now, because this is 2 nights and this is only like a nice little handful of matches right here.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to add 4 more matches. I think, well, like it hasn't been announced, but we know Miz and John Morrison are going to defend the titles against either the New Day or the Usos, whoever wins the number 1 contenders match this week on SmackDown. Yeah, I think we're still supposed to get another couple of matches.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, they got time. Still book some more matches.
Yeah.
So, but so far it's pretty stacked. Like I said, I think the Elias Corbin match is not really needed, but I guess it is what it is. Like I said, I would think what they should do is like get those NXT title matches in there for the first night if they can.
Oh, so actually, they announced today that all the matches that were intended for TakeOver are going to take place on NXT.
What, regular TV?
Yeah.
When?
I guess I guess that Wednesday night. So I guess next Wednesday night.
Okay. Nah, that's what's up. I ain't mad at
so
that.
sad. I'm so sad.
But again, like I said, we'll see what happens. We'll go over WrestleMania again because, like I said, eventually.
Yeah, like we'll
when we move from.
You know, again, there's going to be a lot to talk about next week because we're still going to get another couple of matches. But yeah, we'll double back next week.
And then it broke when we moved from Cedarwood to here.
Now, moving on, we had brought up a topic you wanted to talk about tonight.
Either take the other 2 feet off or put the other 2 feet on. But her pajama dress broke. She pulled on it and it came right out.
I had a topic, not anything too deep, just kind of a fun little discussion. But I want to talk about guys who only had 1 title reign. No, I don't mean 1 title reign in general, but guys that you might think held the title more than once, but no, they actually only held it 1 time.
Now, is this a specific title? Does it have to be a world title, or could it be any title?
Any title.
And they held it once. How long does the reign have to be? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
So I would start it off. And like I said, we can kind of talk. Like, do you think this guy should have held it longer? Should he have had more reigns? I would start it off with Diesel. Diesel was WWF champion only 1 time. Although he did have an incredibly long title reign, he only actually held it once. And Diesel seems like a guy where you would have thought he would have had multiple title reigns because seemingly Vince McMahon should have been like stiff for Diesel because he's a big fucking beefcake who can't work. That's what Vince loves.
Well, he didn't draw. That's why his reign was low.
So ultimately, the fact that he didn't draw hindered him.
I don't know if you have him on your list, but I would say like Zack Ryder.
Yes. Yeah, Zack Ryder. He won the U.S. title. and he won the Intercontinental title. He won him each once, and then after he lost them, he never came anywhere near winning them again.
Now, tag team, he's different. He's gotten tag team titles, but as far as singles, no.
Yeah.
And who? Yeah, Diesel's definitely. But see, he was kind of like that with all the titles he won.
Yeah.
He never got an Intercontinental title. He never got the tag team titles again. It was just like one and done.
I would argue in 2003, I would make the argument that WWE should have had Kevin Nash go over Triple H and win the World Heavyweight Championship. I know people might disagree. I would make the argument that they should have put the title on Nash and have him go over Triple H.
Yeah, well, you wasn't getting over the Reign of Terror, so.
Yeah. Another big one, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, but that's just circumstance, though.
Every singles title he won, he only ever held them once. So he won the Intercontinental title once, he won the US title once, he won the WWE title once. I think he was European champion once as well.
Yeah, he had a European title. Did he really win them only one time? I could have sworn he had like at least a couple multiple title reigns with at least the mid-card belts.
The European title I'm not too sure about, but the other titles, he only held them once. Really? The US title and the WWE I know for sure. Again, the Intercontinental title. This is where, I don't know, like you might need to correct me on some of these.
Yeah, because I get sworn like WWE one time. We know US tag team title multiple times because he was champs with Tajiri, Chavo, and I think maybe even Rey Mysterio, or was it?
Ray, Tajiri, Chavo. But WWE title and US title for sure, he only held them once.
And the Intercontinental title, he only held once.
According to my research, yes.
Hold
on. Well, you kind of fact check that. I'll throw out another one. JBL.
Yeah, JBL was a one and done.
I do believe again one time Intercontinental champion, one time US champion, one time WWE champion. The hardcore title, because the 24/7 rule, it gets kind of cloudy. But again, if my research is correct, I do believe he only actually had one reign as hardcore champion. He might have won it in some other scenarios, but he only ever had one reign as hardcore champion. I mean, again, JBL was a good WWE champion too. He had a good solid reign, but I think it was after that. I think it was after his title reign, he was very much over the hill. Like I think he was knocking on the door of being retired. Like he was doing play-by-play, he was doing commentary, and then he came back for a little bit, like as a wrestler, but he wasn't the same.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Eddie Guerrero only held it one time. He beat China for it, and then lost it to Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, who else you got on that list?
At least as of now, Ronda Rousey, one and done champion. She won the Raw Women's title, and then she lost it, and then that was it. She never came back again.
So I got one for you.
Sure.
Dean Douglas.
Yeah, Dean Douglas. Actually, yeah, I had Dean Douglas on my list.
Won the Intercontinental title. He ain't even keep it the whole day.
No. Yeah, like he won it. He won it on kind of a weird circumstance where Shawn Michaels was going to be leaving for a bit, and basically vacated the title. He vacated the title to Dean Douglas, and then yeah, like you said, Razor Ramon beat him almost instantly.
I got a few more names, all Intercontinental champions too. Piper, the Mountie, and Texas Tornado.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Piper is a big one because the way he's regarded, you think he would have had a lot more title reigns.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Oh, sorry. Correction. Mistaken. Eddie Guerrero, 2-time Intercontinental champion.
Okay, who did he beat for a second run?
Rob Van Dam.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
From April 21st of 2002 to May 27th, 2002 for 35 days. Lost it to Rob Van Dam. So Eddie did have it.
There you go. But
like I said, I knew he had like 2 reigns. We had 2 reigns.
But US and WWE definitely he only held those titles once. You could make the argument that maybe he would have went on to have a world title run. A lot of people, a lot of politicians, a lot of dirt sheet writers, if you will, were kind of saying that, hey, Eddie Guerrero was eventually supposed to defeat Batista for the World Heavyweight title, but he died before he could get that opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, we talked about him earlier. Chris Benoit, one-time World Heavyweight Champion. If you don't count the WCW World Title, again, I'm when I kind of came up with this list, I'm only regarding guys that won WWE championships.
Wait, Gojira said Kane won Intercontinental. I think Kane had more than one Intercontinental title reign, bro. Kane had more than one. Fact, hold on.
I can only recall Kane having
Chris
one.
Jericho for the Intercontinental title lost it to Triple H. That happened in 2002. And then Kane beat Triple H 2001 for the Intercontinental title and lost it to Albert. So yeah, Kane's a 2-time. Kane's held the title, the IC title, more than once.
Yeah.
Another one and done IC champ, Mark Merrow.
Yep.
Also Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, Ezekiel Jackson.
Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, like, certain ones you would think would have had like a better run. Like, okay, going back to like Roddy Piper. Like Roddy Piper should have had a better run, but he was just legit, like just a transitional champion.
Yeah. Which, like I said, it's hard to believe because Roddy is talked about as and not that he doesn't deserve to be, but he's regarded as one of the greatest heels of all time. But yeah, he surprisingly, he had one Intercontinental title reign, and that was it. And he never won the big one. He never won the WWF title.
Another one and done of someone who you think would have had multiple Intercontinental title, or at least like multiple title wins in WWE, and fucking that's Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Like I always thought, like, why, like when he had that match with Warrior, when Warrior was WWE champion, I was like, yo, he should have won that. They should have made Rick Rude champion.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, he looked good as Intercontinental champion, but he that was his only one.
Yeah.
You got any other names on that one and done list?
I do. I got a couple more. Deuce and Domino. They only held the tag team titles once. London and Kendrick only held the tag team titles once.
Really? They didn't win it multiple times?
Nope. And then also London and Billy Kidman also only held the tag team titles once. Cade and Murdoch. Which
Murdoch got two.
No, I think they only had the one.
Bro, I think they got two.
Okay, you can double check.
Fact check.
Yeah. They beat the Hurricane and Rosie, and I do believe that was it. Alicia Fox, one-time Divas champion. Another one-time Divas champion, Jillian Hall. She won the Divas title and then lost it almost immediately. I think she defeated Melina, and then she pretty much almost instantly lost the title to Mickie James.
Here we go. 2 times. Cade and Murdoch beat the Hardys, lost it to Paul Lundgren and Kendrick, got it back from London and Kendrick.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. They did beat the Hardys.
In fact, they're a 3-time tag team champions because they beat Hurricane and Rosie, lost it to the Big Show and Kane. But yeah, they got it back. I guess that they had multiple title reigns, bro.
Okay, there you go.
I'm an old man, but I'll be remembering these things, bro.
Yeah, well, like I said, I did some. I didn't do research I didn't research everybody. I just kind of tried to put as many names as I could think of, and I knew there was going to be some that were incorrect, but that's what kind of makes it fun, right?
I got some one and done.
I got a couple more tag teams. Spirit Squad. They had a long ass title run, but they only had one. Rated RKO. Ric Flair and Roddy Piper. Yeah. And a lot of people might not believe this. D-Generation X. They only held the tag team titles once.
Yeah.
And it was very, very late into their careers. It was after they kind of reformed.
Let me see. I got another one and done for tag teams for you. Canyon and Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
Taz and Spike Dudley.
Mm-hmm.
Rico and Rikishi. Edge and Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm. Talked about it before. Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri.
Jerry. Shit, we got Flair and Batista. No, actually,
CM
Flair
Punk.
Batista 2 times actually. So.
Yeah, they had it twice. CM Punk and Kofi Kingston, which sounds like it would be a match made in heaven. And it wasn't until Kofi joined up with the New Day. But yeah, Kofi's a guy who almost had a revolving door of one and done tag team title reigns. Evan Bourne, R-Truth, and CM Punk.
He won the title with all of those dudes.
Yeah.
That's right. He was like the Marcus Bagwell of WWE.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is he won the title with all these guys, and then typically after they lost it, that team was just kind of separated.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio and Rob Van Dam.
That's a lot of one and done.
Hey, why are you screaming?
Yeah, that's
Rock
a lot of.
And The Undertaker.
Yeah, Rock and Undertaker. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. 2-man power trip.
Here's one from Right to Censor. Bull Buchanan. Good Father.
Mm-hmm. And the white Kofi Kingston, the white chocolate version of Kofi Kingston. Seth Rollins, because you're talking Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Jason Jordan, Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Aside from Dean Ambrose, him and Ambrose, they won the titles twice. You could almost make the argument that they were a one and done team, because their second reign, Ambrose instantly turned heel, and then they basically lost the titles quickly. It still counts as a title reign, but that's what it was. But yeah, like I said, like Braun Strowman, Jason Jordan, Buddy Murphy, and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Gojira said Undertaker Austin. Yeah, that was one. I was about to say Boss Man, Ken Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
Kane and X-Pac. Actually, no, they won it twice. Not bad. What's another one and done? Okay, what other one and done champions? Dudes with Attitude. Diesel and Shawn Michaels. That was
I mean, obviously, you can make the argument for almost every champion that's ever come out of NXT. Seth Rollins, Bo Dallas, Neville, Big E, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn. I mean, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano,
Nakamura.
Yeah, like Nakamura and Samoa Joe were the only two guys to hold the title twice. Bobby Roode is another one. Andrade, Drew McIntyre.
I got another one and done for you. Strike Force.
Yep.
Tito Santana and Rick Martel.
That's a good one, yeah.
I remember they were a good tag team. I used to like Strike Force.
Yeah, they were a solid team.
That's why I was surprised when they had won the titles from Art Foundation. But then they lost to Demolition, and after that, that was it for them.
Yeah, speaking of Hart Foundation, Hart Dynasty.
Yeah.
Tyson Kidd and David Hart Smith, they held the titles once.
You know what I think was a loss? I think really one. I think Vince let it go, and it didn't let is fucking the Brain Busters. Like, how you let Tully and Arn get away from you?
Well,
and you had him with Bobby at that. Come on.
Like that
writes itself. Like just stick him with Bobby. Like he's like JJ but better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like and they only had one tag team title reign. Like they should be like at least a 5-time WWE tag team champion.
Yeah. Get ready for this. Get ready for this period. Chris Jericho and Edge, then Jericho, and then immediately after Jericho, you had Show Miz.
Yeah.
Do you remember Show Miz?
I remember Show Miz, the Miz and Big Show.
Nah, that was Jericho. Show Miz was Miz and Big Show.
Did I say that? I said Miz and Big Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Jericho and Big Show.
No.
Maybe I was just
Jericho,
maybe.
With Jericho and
Yeah.
In fact, speaking of Big Show, did you see that trailer for his Netflix show?
Yes, I did.
I did. What'd you think?
I mean, it kind of combines my love of sitcoms and my love of wrestling.
I mean, I might check it out.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those things where like, yeah, this is
I'll give it a chance. But what's another one-timer? Man on a Mission.
Mm-hmm. Mark Henry.
Yeah.
He won the world heavyweight title, never got it back.
European titles.
Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback's another one. Let's see what else.
Iron Sheik.
Yeah, Sheik definitely. Sad for Sheiky baby. He the only one that don't realize he was a transitional champion.
Yeah.
What else? Batista and John Cena tag team title, one and done.
Yeah, Batista and John Cena. Yeah, very much like Kofi Kingston. John Cena and The Miz, John Cena and Batista, John Cena and Shawn Michaels, John Cena and David Otunga. So yeah, John Cena has held a lot of tag team titles with only one person. With only one title reign, because most of those, except for the Shawn Michaels, most of those were not really even title reigns.
I'm gonna dip into the WCW World Title pool between 1991 to 2001. See if we can find some one and done.
David Arquette.
Yeah, that's one. Definitely one. Let's see who we have. David Arquette, Chris Benoit. Excuse me. Ron Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it ends. Everybody in this list has held this title more than once. And it's all Flair, Hogan, Savage, Giant, Luger, Sting, Goldberg, Kevin Nash, DDP, Bret Hart, Jarrett. Yeah. It just goes to the end, like Booker T to the end of it. Like, okay, Vince Russo. Like, yeah, Vince Russo held the title too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it goes all the way to the end of The Rock and Chris Jericho. So like, yeah, Kurt Angle was a one and done WCW champion. Scott Steiner was a one and done champion. Although they don't go that far back, they stop right there. Like I said, 90. They only go to 91. Like, bro, there was more, but
Goldberg.
I thought y'all owned all that. Or I think back then, before that part, it was still NWA. I think.
Yeah.
Because Flair, and on their records, Flair is the first WCW champion having the title back in like 91. And I think that's when they cut ties with the NWA.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's when Flair left with the big gold. And then Luger got that new smaller belt. And Luger was
that's right.
champion. Because it was at that point, like that's when they was rocking the small belts, and they didn't get the big belt back until like 93. And that's when Flair came back. And then Hogan won the title and it was back. Like I said, then it was rocking the big gold. But between 91 to, like I said, to 2000 to 93, it was rocking the small belts. And that's when Flair left. It took the big gold to WWE. Yeah, that was. I remember that era of WCW with the small. I know. You know what? And some people shit on it. That belt's not bad. It wasn't a bad little world title. It wasn't the big gold, but it was like, you know what? At the moment, they didn't have the belt. Flair took it. Yeah, fucking. So we made a new belt. But as soon as Flair came back, we like they ditched that shit quick. Like WCW, to its credit, like it's like, you know what? That's a company that believed in what that belt looked like, because it was like that's the only championship that really didn't change. Except for that, like I said, except for this little small period in history, as soon as they got the big gold back, they went right back to the big gold.
Yeah.
And it never changed. They changed all the other titles. The big gold was always a big gold. To the point where the belt started, you could tell they was rocking the same belt because you could see where it got beat the fuck up. Like the shit had a bend on it, and like plates were just hanging off because it was just that belt for like a minute.
Hey man, you gotta give it to them though. Like you said, like that's fucking commitment, man. Like they were like ride and die with the big gold.
Yeah, it was definitely a belt that looked like something a champion would rock. So it's like, yeah, they went balls to the wall with that shit. That belt got beat the hell up, got spray painted on and thrown all over the place. Like I said, that shit had a bend on it. Right at the top. Like you could tell what it was that was the like a legit, like that's the belt that's been just passed on, handed off by everybody. And they done done God knows what with that belt. Just throw it all over the place. That shit was beat the fuck. But again, iconic. It's an iconic belt. So what could you say? That other belt, like I said, the other belt was nice, but it just don't pop like the big gold does.
Yeah.
So, but ain't nothing wrong with that. How about, let's see. Want to dip in some ECW?
Yeah.
All right, we going all the way to ECW. Goes back to 90, from 94 all the way to its last champion in 2019. No, I mean 2010 actually. All right, one and dones. We got Jerry Lynn.
Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas held it more than once.
Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome was a 2-time.
Masato Tanaka.
Masato Tanaka, yes.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't watch ECW back in the day, so.
Oh man, I used to living and growing up in New York, like watching it on MSG at like 2:00 in the morning, bro. ECW was like life. Like when I found that, like man, wrestling. This I didn't know wrestling could be like this. And like I said, it was good. Like it had a balance of you got the bloody matches, and then you get like the technical stuff with the like they was doing the Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko's. You had the Eddie's versus Benoit's, Two Cold Scorpio versus Eddie Guerrero or Dean Malenko. Like, bro, they was putting on good matches. Like the same stuff you would sit there and say, like what they do now in like AEW and in Ring of Honor, the ECW was doing that. They was doing that. They was giving you those technical, matches with the spots and the high spots and all that, the dives, all that good shit. And then every now and then, yeah, you're going to get the matches with the Dudleys and the Gangsters and the Eliminators and Public Enemy and Shit's Violent and Rocco Rock. You know what I'm saying? And Axel Wright, those Mahoney shit. But like I said, you mix that up with the Two Colds and the Dean and Eddie and Benoit and Rob Van Dam, and then you throw in like they had like Lance Storm and shit like that, and you get Chris Candido, and you had dudes that could wrestle. Splice in some Ravens and some Sandmans. It was a little mixture of everything in there.
Yeah.
But kind of went off on a tangent on that one. All right, but I think, like I said, we can get back on this topic, or we can move on to something else. I think I don't think we want to use all of it. We might want to come back on this to a later date.
Yeah.
Definitely something to chew on. Plus, we also just mix up the topic of question. Like, there's other championships out there we could talk about.
Yeah, like this was just kind of like, this was just kind of something where I was like, this is definitely something that could, for lack of a better term, this is something that could like fill out a show. But yeah, there's definitely like way more to it.
I think we're gonna wrap that up here. I think we talked a lot about wrestling, and like I said, we not much to talk about. Like I said, with Raw and SmackDown, we could talk about the shows, but there's not much to talk about. Like they had some matches, but you got again more just repeats of stuff you've seen from pay-per-views already. So I don't really want to go over it because most of it I tuned out. Like I didn't like once they played the matches, I tuned out and then I didn't come back. And by the time I did, like I was already doing something, so I really wasn't that focused on it because it was like I didn't care anymore because you bombarded half the show with something I already seen already.
Yeah.
So like on that point, like I said, there's not much to talk about that. Like, yeah, we went over WrestleMania. Like I said, we'll come back to it because that's really the only thing to talk about is like what they're gonna do with WrestleMania. And even that, we still got to remember that's like they're, as far as we know, they're filming that stuff like now because like the way this situation is going, like they can put a just shut down on everything, and people can't travel at all. So they might, as far as we know, they could be right now banging out a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's gonna happen. So we just gotta kind of wait and see. So, but with that being said, like we're gonna wrap it up. And as always, want to thank everybody who came and joined us tonight. Like if you like what you've seen, always smash that like button. Make sure share it with your friends. And again, if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. So get yourself right. Hit that subscribe. Bang on that bell. And just always stay tuned for more juicy, thick boy clickbait action. That's how we do things up in here. Ain't that right, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Number one source. But yeah, we'll be back here next week. We're gonna keep talking. We'll come up with some more wrestling topics and just kind of kick the shit and always share our love for this we call professional wrestling. Again, we'll do maybe some fantasy booking. That's something we do a lot around here. We definitely fantasy book, so we can definitely talk about some of that. I always enjoy doing some fantasy booking.
Me too.
So maybe we'll do some of that next week.
Yeah, we'll have something for you.
Yeah.
I had a topic for tonight that we didn't end up having time for, so maybe we'll bang that out next week.
Oh yeah, we can definitely bang it out. So, but again, join us, and again, follow us on Facebook. Come join our Facebook group. That is Clickbait Wrestling on Facebook. Come ask for the invite. We'll let you in. Go ahead, talk about pro wrestling, memes, belts, collections, matches, all things just professional wrestling. Right now, for those in the group, I know I'm kind of going hard on the memes, but I can't help it. It's out there. I gotta share it with the group. And, the world now needs his laughter, so we gotta drop those memes. Like my personal favorite one was I don't know if you saw the Eminem one.
I think I did, but I don't remember.
Yeah. The guy is holding the gun to Eminem's face, and he's like, like Eminem is Vince McMahon, and the dude holding the gun in his face is like, is the beer flu, and he's like, shut it down. And then Eminem pulls the bazooka, and he's like, "Oh, 2 days of WrestleMania it is, huh, motherfucker?"
Yeah.
Like, that's funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So yeah. So like I said, if you come on Clickbait Wrestling on Facebook, you'll see stuff like that. So don't be afraid to join, man. Everybody's welcome. As long as you're about wrestling, you're welcome on Clickbait. So until then, we'll see you guys next week. As always, from my tag team partner, Mattitude. These North American Thick Boys. We'll see you next week. As always, make sure you kick out. Peace out. Later, y'all thick boys.